Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Man Talk. Man Talk, yeah. So today, we're gonna be talking about some bullshit, all right? And I have talked about this sort of topic before in previous videos, but yeah, men and women are equally shitty. Um, not both, yeah, both romantically and in platonic friendships, all right. And yes, okay, I would know, all right. I would know, okay. I would know. And yeah, they're just as likely to psychologically traumatize you with this whole evil narcissist tactic where they love bomb and ghost you, where they love bomb you and act like they're on you, and then they just abandon you without even really telling you what you did wrong. Um, and it's like, what the hell? And yeah, I mean, and yeah, in most cases, I think it's safe to say that in most cases, when someone love bombs you and then abandons you out of nowhere without even really telling you what the problem is, they, um, they do what? They do a whole bunch of bullshit. All right. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. What the fuck was I saying? Uh, am I? I don't make you think I'm high. You make yourself think I'm high. All right. Anyway, oh yeah, now I remember. So yeah, in most cases where people psychologically traumatize you with this love bomb bait and switch thing, in most cases they actually do have malevolent intentions. They do want to they do intend to cause every bit of pain and suffering to you that they have caused. That's just a fact of reality. A lot of people wouldn't want to give them much of an excuse and say, "Oh, they're not bad people. They're just written it." I mean, whatever sort of bullshit cop out. There's a plethora of different sorts of nonsensical cop outs that a lot of people will give them, but they're just wrong. Okay, no, most of the time. I'm not gonna say all the time because I do think because it is possible to unintentionally lead someone on. Like you could, for example, accidentally send someone a super like. I mean that even though you're not really into them, that is possible. You can do that. Have I accidentally done that before? Uh, well, yeah, actually, yeah, it was really awkward. It was not fun. But again, it was look okay. There's a very big difference between accidentally sending someone a super like even though you're not really into them, but it was like completely unintentional versus like what more often happens, which is where they intentionally go out of their way to love bomb you and act like they're onto you just to play you like a fiddle, just to play you like a fucking fiddle. Yeah, most of the time they actually are bad people, and most of the time they actually do have nefarious intentions, and they actually did intend to cause you all that psychological trauma. They did intend to cause that to you. And psychological trauma, by the way, for those who don't already know, it's basically AIDS. They're basically giving you AIDS. Ha ha ha! You're so funny. That's a good joke. They don't actually give you AIDS. That's just hyperbole. Is it really a hyperbole? Because look at the science, bro. Look at the fucking science. All right, psychological torture, psychological trauma has been proven to decrease your lifespan, decrease your immune system. Yes, it compromises your immune system. It is a psychological trauma compromises your immune system. It is a immune compromising thing that is inflicted upon you, right? And it also causes your brain to experience physical pain sensations that are quite excruciating. You know, I like from speaking from firsthand experience. I would rather get waterboarded than to experience this evil narcissist psychological torture. I'd rather get waterboarded 50 times than to deal with that psychological torture even once. Than deal with even one frosted flake. And yeah, frosted flake is the word I invented. Is basically where yeah, the frosted flakes. They seem sweet at first, but then they flake. Frosted flake. And yeah, um, and you're probably thinking, oh, well, have you gotten waterboarded? Do you really know what that's like? Actually, I have gotten consensually waterboarded before. Yes, I have actually gotten consensually waterboarded. It was not now. This was not a professional waterboarder who waterboarded me. Like I was not waterboarded. Blah, blah, blah. I was not waterboarded by a professional waterboarder. It was just like a buddy of mine. We're at the pool. We're at the pool, and I'm like, hey man, I want to see what it's like to get waterboarded. And so, yeah, I literally like lie down by the pool, and he gets a cup of water, and I put a washcloth over my face, and he just pours water on my face, you know, and yeah, it's okay. I'm not saying I don't want to minimize waterboarding. I'm not saying it's not torture, and you definitely should not do it to someone not consensually, right? So I'm not one of these people who minimizes waterboarding, but like, I mean, I don't know. I found it to be less discomforting than, you know, than psychological trauma with these evil narcissist dating manipulation tactics. Like and yeah, not waterboarding. It is uncomfortable. It is definitely uncomfortable. And I'm sure a professional waterboarder would have probably made it way more uncomfortable. Because this was a noob who was waterboarding me. But I mean, I I would rather have gotten. I think it. No, if I were given the choice between getting waterboarded 50 times versus you know dealing with one frosted flake, I'm going to the fucking. I'm getting waterboarded. Like give me the fucking water. I mean, holy fuck, dude. Like that. That is how serious psychological trauma is. Like I'd rather get punched in the arm 50 times than to experience one frosted flake. Like that is how excruciating the physical pain feels. And yeah, and again, this brain scans have proven this as well. Yeah, it does cause your brain chemistry, like the physical pain, the pathways in your brain which make you feel physical pain, that processes physical pain. Those same exact pathways are firing when you experience psychological trauma, and it fires a lot. It's like an excruciating amount of trauma, and it is worse than a lot of physical trauma. Yeah, again, I'd rather get slapped in the face 50 times, okay? I'd rather get punched in the arm 50 times, punched in the leg 50 times, you know, waterboarded 50 times. I'd rather do any of those things than to get, you know, psychologically traumatized by even one of these fucking frosted flakes. Like that that's how excruciating the pain is. And it does fuck up your immune system. It is giving you AIDS. Let's be honest. It gives you fucking AIDS, bro. Just be honest. Let's just call it like it is, man. Yes, they might not be giving you the literal AIDS virus, but they are effectively giving you AIDS. Let's just, I mean, is that not an accurate statement? They are effectively giving you AIDS. You know, come on. Let's keep it real. They're effectively giving you AIDS. They're effectively compromising your immune system and torturing you. Okay, and it's causing physical harm and damage to your brain and body. Those are the fucking facts. All right, and it should not be minimized. And I think that most of the people who minimize it have very nefarious intentions. They're basically it's like they themselves do that shit to people, and they just want to gaslight their victims into enabling them. They just want to get enabled, right? They want their crimes to be, not really held, not really punished. They don't want to get held accountable for their shit. They don't want to face negative consequences of their actions. They just want to keep doing this evil shit to people while gaslighting them into believing that it's just no big deal, even though it actually is a pretty big deal. I mean, they just want to keep giving people AIDS and act like it's no big deal. That's literally what it is. Yeah, lots of people just want to give you AIDS and act like it's no big deal and say that you're crazy if you don't want to be, tortured and traumatized and given AIDS. They give you fucking AIDS, bro. They give you AIDS. All right, I mean, they just give you AIDS. They do, in fact, give you AIDS, do they not? And it's just so fucked up, man. It's just so fucked up. All right. And yeah, men and women are just as likely to excuse their own gender doing this shit to people, but then scream bloody murder when the opposite gender does it. Like one time, okay, if I find this article, I will definitely post a link, but I saw this one fucking article one time where like this lady was justifying ghosting, but here's the thing, she used gender language. She said, oh, when a woman ghosts, I she did it for reasons that's best understood by her, so we should just leave her be. Okay, but notice she only said, she did not say that she say person, she said woman. Oh, it when she ghosts you, it's no big deal. No matter how much she love bombed you and led you on, all right. No matter how much she psychologically tortured you, no matter how much she gave you AIDS, it's okay, no big deal. Just leave her be. But here's my question for the person who wrote that article, and I'm gonna try to find this fucking article, and I'm gonna try to get it. I'm gonna like tag you in this fucking video. I'm gonna send you a link to this video if I can get your email address. Okay, I want you to answer this question. All right, what if a man were to love bomb a girl? Okay, and act like he's all into her, and he basically steals her virginity with a lie. All right. Well, that's what some people would say, but would you, person who wrote this article, excusing women who love bomb a ghost, would you say, oh, he didn't steal her virginity with a lie. He just agreed to have sex with her once, and he goes to her for reasons that, you know, that are best understood by him, and we should just leave him be. He did nothing wrong whatsoever. And he's just a great guy. The girl is a bad person for feeling entitled to his body. She's not entitled to his body. He agreed to have sex with her once. He doesn't owe her anything. He doesn't owe her anything. All right. Why is she so entitled to his body? He only agreed to have sex with her once. He doesn't owe her anything. He doesn't owe her anything, ma'am. Okay, would you say that? Okay, if it was a man doing that to a woman, would you say that? Yeah, probably not. All right, probably not. I highly doubt it. All right, but again, I will try to, if I can find this fucking article and I can find the person who wrote it, I will send you this fucking video. I want you to answer that fucking question, ma'am. Okay, would you give those same exact excuses to a man who did that to a girl? Would you? All right, because I doubt it. All right, maybe you would, but I doubt it. I highly doubt it. All right. In the overwhelming majority of cases where people justify their own gender doing some evil psychological traumatizing shit to people, in like vast majority of cases, they scream bloody murder and play the victim when the opposite gender does it. Yeah, they act like it's fine when their own they act like it's fine when their own gender does it, and they play the victim and scream bloody murder when the opposite gender does it. You know, and men are just as bad. Yeah, again, they're one time, yeah, I did see an example of this on YouTube. Yes, and if I could find this fucking video, I will definitely share the link. I will post a screenshot of the comment. But yeah, in the comment section, it was basically when the video was of this guy who was like a part of MGTOW, right? Or at least sympathetic to MGTOW. I'm not sure if he himself identifies MGTOW. He probably did, but I can't really remember. But he was at least sympathizing with MGTOW and talking about how, most women, are these like two-faced backstabbing lying cunts. And that was, yeah, from what I recall, that was basically the main point of his video. And here's the thing, there was a woman who left a comment on his video, and she said, I agree with you. Yeah, most women are evil sacks of shit. Most women are evil two-faced backstabbing cunts. But men are just as bad on average, Yeah, but most men are like that too. And you know what I saw? I saw a shit ton of fucking men justifying the men doing that shit. They're like, oh no, you're wrong. Men don't. When men do it, it's fine. It's no big deal when men do it. I'm like, you fucking pieces of shit. Yeah, it's like so much for that. Male logic. Yeah. Typically these fucking MGTOW manosphere, whatever the fuck group, they call themselves. I don't even really know half the time, but yeah, but I'm pretty sure this was a MGTOW video specifically. Yeah, most of these MGTOW dudes will say or imply that men are better than women because they're more logical and shit, and they're more fair, moral, and just. Well, no, they're not. In fact, based on what I've seen, men are just as likely as women, to be just as unfair. All right, on average, men are just as unfair as women. Men are just as stupid as women, just as emotionally unstable as women. Oh, I've seen plenty of men lose their shit and scream at people over nothing, absolutely nothing. Great fun example is this fucking Christian youth minister. All right, when I was a kid, I was at this fucking Christian torture camp. All right, for a whole fucking week, and I spent an extra like 5 to 10 minutes, getting my stuff sorted in the locker. All right. Now, here's the thing. The next event I had to be at was like a half hour later. Okay. So I was not running late for anything. There was no real issue whatsoever. But this evil douche nozzle fucking Christian youth minister barges into the fucking room and starts screaming at me for, taking too much time and missing out on hanging out with the rest of the group. I'm thinking, fuck you, you asshole. I thought you said that we gotta be forgiving. We gotta just let it go. Why don't you let go of nothing, you fucking cunt? Yeah, it's like they expect you to forgive and let go of your evil parents doing horrifying shit without remorse. All right. But then they turn around and scream at you over nothing. Okay, and this was a man who did this to me. All right, it was a man who screamed at me like a fucking dumb cunt woman. All right, he acted just like your typical nasty crazy cunt mother. Let's just keep it real. All right. And lots of men are like that, okay? Lots of men do that shit. Lots of men will be these unfair, illogical, evil hypocrites. Yeah, men are just as illogical and evil and dumb as women. They are, okay, on average. I mean, and okay, look, be honest with yourself, okay? Look at your own life experiences. I mean, I'd be willing to bet that you've probably seen the same exact type shit too, if you're being honest with yourself. Yeah, you too have probably seen both men and women do this type of unfair, evil bullshit, you know? You probably have. You probably have, right? What a fucking joke. Yeah, I mean, bottom line is, I don't really take the sides of either the feminazis or the toxic MGTOW unfair hypocritical pricks. Um, it's like, yes, there are some like exceptions to the trends. Obviously, there's some self-identified feminists who actually are fair and reasonable, and chill. And there are some self-identified MGTOW who are a bit more fair and chill, level-headed as well. But those are the exceptions. The trend is that they're just gonna justify their own gender tribe doing whatever the fuck evil shit they want, but then scream bloody murder and play the victim when the opposite gender does it, and give a bunch of dumb cunt excuses. Yeah, give a bunch of dumb cunt excuses when their own gender does it, and scream bloody murder and play the victim when the opposite gender does it. Yeah, men and women are equally likely to do that. Okay, they are. They are equally fucking likely to do that. All right. So there you go. It's been an episode of Man Talk. See you.